We're maniacs in the studio today as we head back in time to an era where you could sing about arm wrestling, catching ghosts, bartending, and tractor races. So crank up the radio as we head to the drive-in on this all-new episode. And yes, there will be no easy way out. Hello and welcome to Totally 80s and 90s Recall. This is a podcast where we'll dive into everything the radical decades of the 80s and 90s threw our way, from hair metal and grunge to blockbuster action flicks and cheesy sitcoms. If you're new to the show, it's awesome that you joined us today. And for our returning listeners and subscribers, it is great to have you back. I am one of your hosts, David, joined as always by a man who always has and always will take my breath away. It is my good friend, Rob.
Wow. That's good. Yeah. I never knew.
It's just for you.
I never knew.
Yep.
Hey, so today, I won't give away what we're talking about today, but what we're discussing today is a topic. It's two things that go together like peanut butter and jelly.
I like that.
Yeah. That got me to thinking. You, the listeners, and the two of us, Dave and I,
yes,
are a perfect pairing. One might say we go together like fresh cut grass and sunshine.
Okay.
Coffee in the morning paper, the sound of waves in a sea breeze, avocado and toast, a hot bath and a good book.
Okay.
A crackling fire and a mug of hot cocoa. A hammock and a gentle breeze, watercolors and soft landscapes, oil paints and bold portraits, chisels and raw stone. That's a good one. Popcorn and movies, bacon and eggs, rice and beans, jeans and a t-shirt, a dress and heels,
everything,
sneakers and a suit, hammers and nails, pen and paper, soap and water, paintbrush and canvas, thunder and lightning, day and night, sun and moon, love and hate, a front porch swing on a summer night, light and dark, coffee and tea, vintage wine and some homemade artisan cheese.
Oh, yeah.
If you wake up, or if you walk away from today's episode and we want you to know that you are the fire to our ice, the Clark to our Lewis, the tiny hat to our Napoleon, the Watson to our Holmes, the unsolved to our mysteries, the tacos to our Tuesday, the Crocs to our socks. Are they getting worse?
No.
The 4th of July to our fireworks, the alcohol to our bad decisions, the old lady to our 27 cats, the milkshakes to our bringing the boys to the yard.
Oh, good one.
The Chipotle to our regret, the Netflix to our endless scrolling, the autocorrect to our drunken text, the old vinyl to our rainy afternoon, the open road to our convertible, the cat to our laser pointer, the monkey to our banana, the karaoke night to our questionable song choice, the Jack to our Diane, the quiet room to our fart, and the Jack to our Diane, which I repeated twice.
Yeah,
there you go.
It's important enough to say
That's
two
right.
times.
Yeah. So we go together today. We
you got that.
Together.
We go together like everything. You can look around the studio. The balls to our space. There you go.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. There you go.
No, not as good.
No, not as good.
So, okay. Well, as of recording this, you have just returned. We mentioned on the last episode you were going to Canada.
Yeah.
You just returned from Canada.
I did.
And you got to go to your Pearl Jam concerts. You went to two concerts.
2 nights. Yeah.
And two different nights.
Yeah.
And so how was it?
It was awesome.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Both concerts?
Both.
And was the wife happy at both concerts?
Yeah. She was impressed.
Oh, that's good.
She was glad she went.
Because you were worried. You said, she didn't want to go to both.
She was glad she went to both. So.
And this upcoming weekend, going to Portland.
I'm going again.
To see him again.
Yes.
A third time.
And
then you have one more after that.
No, I don't.
Oh, I thought you had 4.
Nope.
You have 3.
I'm done.
Okay.
I'm done. Yeah.
All right. That's it.
Yeah, no more.
So, I was watching, you put up some stuff on the old Facebook.
Yeah.
Because as old people, Facebook's our social media now. I don't think anybody young uses it. So,
no.
Just for us. But you were putting some photos up there.
Yeah.
I saw you at the concert.
Yeah.
And you were wearing a Pearl Jam t-shirt.
I was.
And all I could think of when I saw you wearing the Pearl Jam t-shirt was PCU back in 1994. It immediately popped into my head because he tells Jon Favreau, Jeremy Piven, about not wearing a shirt to the...
What is this? You're going to wear this to the show? You're going to wear the shirt of the band you're going to go see. Don't be that guy.
Don't be that guy.
So that was you. You were that guy,
Oh,
right? But as soon as I saw you wearing it, I immediately thought of that movie, and I was like, because every now, and if I ever see anyone at a concert with the shirt on of the band, I immediately think of PCU.
Yeah.
If I think of nothing else from that movie, I think, don't be that guy.
Yeah.
But you were that guy.
I was that guy.
Yeah.
There was a lot of that guys.
Every concert I've been to, there's a lot of that guys. But it's still a funny premise, I think.
Yeah.
Right?
And it was very specific demographic at the, it was the 45 to 40, 45 to 50
Not a
year
lot of young
old.
folks
No,
there?
no.
Were there any young folks there?
There were a few.
Okay.
Quite a few young kids that I guess their parents got them into it.
Well, because at the end of the month, of May, me and my son are going to Seattle.
Yeah.
And he asked for him.
Yeah.
I'm not forcing this upon him.
No.
Yeah, he wanted to go.
Well, and on this next show, where there's kind of a fight amongst our kids there.
Oh.
Which one's going?
So the wife's not going to the third one.
She's okay with giving it up. So
that's nice.
Now
of
we
her.
just have to figure
Flip a
out
coin.
which one wants to go.
Do
One of them doesn't care. The other two are kind of arm wrestling.
Use the scientific method we use in the studio and do names and a hat.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
Every time we decide anything important in here, names, hat.
Yes.
I think so.
Yeah, flip a coin.
Well, that's good.
Whatever,
and Canada was good too.
It was so
I
good.
saw you got
so
some
much
poutine.
food. So much food.
Yeah.
Walking around.
Vancouver's nice though.
It's a great little town.
I love it. I don't know if it's little. I mean, it's a town. It's pretty.
No,
it's a
I
city.
will say the thing that my wife and I couldn't get over is there's so many people.
Oh yeah.
Walking around.
Yeah, they don't care.
Just walking on the street like normal. Like it's a regular. It feels like a downtown city. I'm not used to that.
It feels very safe.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't even think about it.
So many people walking around, and I'm not used to that. Like in downtown Seattle or Portland, you just don't see the people milling about there all the time.
And very diverse.
So friendly.
Lots of friendly, diverse.
The Canadians are so friendly.
Well, they're
so
Canadians.
nice.
They're always nice.
The place we stayed, so nice. We stayed at the place you guys recommend.
Nice place, right?
Great place.
Oh my goodness.
Super friendly.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, glad you had fun on the trip.
Yeah.
But back to what we're here for today.
Yes, that's right.
And what is the week's topic we are here for today?
All right. So we'll be covering our favorite movie soundtracks from the 1980s.
Ooh, yes.
Yes.
So
two things that go together.
Movies
and music.
Your peanut butter and jelly.
That's right.
Plus your other 63 options.
That's right.
That's right. I think that was roughly the number.
That is pretty close.
Okay. Yeah. So when we looked at this, you look at all of these albums that went to movies in the 80s. I mean, why do you think, when you were looking, why do you think 80s soundtracks are so iconic, at least to people of our generation? You know what I mean? Because I don't hear newer generations talk about movie soundtracks as much as like we did. You know?
Yeah. I think we've talked about it before. I think the formula has changed. Yeah, I don't know what the formula is.
Yeah.
But soundtracks now, I think, take popular music.
They do.
It's almost backwards.
Yeah.
We're going to make the movie, and then we're going to go find popular music and stick it in the movie.
Yeah, songs you know.
Yeah, right?
Yep.
And I think back then there was a very intentional selection process on picking songs that had an emotional connection to the movie.
Well, songs were made for the movies.
Yes.
And then even the songs that became, for the most part, a lot of the songs that became huge hits because of the movie.
Yes.
Like popular artists put songs into movies, and then after the movie came out, the song would blow up.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like it was on the top 40 charts already, and they're like, let's plug it in here.
Yeah. Well,
the songs were for the movies,
yes.
and it made it more memorable, and it ties better too. Because you can't hear Simple Minds and not think of the Breakfast Club, right? No one from our generation, no one doesn't put those two things together, right?
True statement.
So,
no, I think, So I think, it was just a different formula. It was different how because even some of these albums, when I was researching them and the reviews, there were some newer reviews and people saying, this album sucked because it was a bunch of no name, but to them, you know what I mean?
Foul.
Today's audience would listen to that and go, I don't know any of these. But if you were growing up in 83 when it came out, these songs meant something and they attached to a scene in the movie.
Well, a lot of these songs are still super awesome.
Yeah.
So whoever those people are, they're a bunch of haters is all that ended up happening. And they probably don't know, what are they looking for? Oh, there was no T-Pain on this. I didn't hear
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Right. Dua Lipa or any of these things, right? Yeah.
Well, because even some of the...
Who's Frank Stallone?
Right. That's blasphemy. Who's Frank Stallone?
Who is Survivor?
That's right. Yeah, but like
I'm just naming common movie singing folks.
Because I was thinking like Armageddon. You think of that soundtrack. Almost every song on there was just a major hit that they pulled from top 40-bit radio and they put it on.
Made it.
Some of these weren't bigger hits, but man, they're good songs.
But they became popular and bigger hits that people remember because once they watch the movie, they're like, that makes me think of the movie. So then they love it.
Absolutely.
Right? Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
So good. So, well, I think like you were just saying, you have memorable songs, memorable artists. They tie them together. They did a great job in the 80s of cross promotion where you promoted the song with the movie.
Yes.
Right. And I think MTV helped that out too, because you could have a music video. And in the old days, the music videos would basically be a mashup of movie parts with the song.
Yeah.
So you're already getting excited.
Yes.
Right. So,
and there was one on here. I remember that exact thing happened where the song, the movie was a surprise hit.
Oh yeah.
So the song became everybody wanted it.
Oh yeah.
It was popular really fast.
Really fast.
So they didn't have a video for it. So they did a mashup of the movie.
Yeah, that's an easy way.
And it was still a huge hit.
Well, and I read too, because it was low budget when you made those videos, we already have stock footage from the movie. So you can splice it together and then you have the band kind of standing around and a couple shots singing. Right. And there were some where they just spliced the whole movie and sing behind it. So you didn't have to do anything.
Yes.
So it made it a lot easier.
Absolutely.
But some of these songs we're going to hit today, you only think of the song and the movie together. You couldn't listen to the song. You can't listen to Eye of the Tiger and not think of Rocky.
Yeah.
Unless you're, not from our generation.
Right.
And then they're like, oh, it's just well, apparently it sucks because you said that.
No, I'm surprised at how many. I found some reviews on some popular online retail sites.
Oh.
Yeah. And I stole some of their reviews. And people are like, this sucks.
They don't know. Like what?
Why?
Did they have a specific one that sucked?
I'll tell you. I'm going to bring
it's going to come up.
It's coming up. I'm going to share their review.
Jumping too far ahead. I'm not going to like that. I'm not going to be happy about that.
Yeah. A couple of them I agree with, but we'll discuss. But
we picked the list. How can you agree with the list we agreed upon? You should be happy with all the choices.
I am.
This isn't a sscenario where I put the list together or we're going back and forth.
And there were a lot of albums on here that I have to be honest, I didn't have a lot of information about. Like I didn't have a lot of personal connection to it. Some of these movies are not. But I listened to some of them and I was like, dang, these are really good.
Yeah, they are good.
And why I haven't listened to it before. So I'm a little mad at myself. It's okay.
Were you able to forgive yourself?
Yes, I forgive myself.
You made it?
Yeah.
While you were partying up in Vancouver?
That's right.
With
the Canadians.
With the Canadians.
Yeah. They know how to get down.
Well, hockey, they know how to get down.
That's true.
If you talk to them about hockey, they'll go real crazy.
Yeah.
So, but other than that, and then poutine. Which, again, a photo on Facebook.
Yes.
I saw that you had the French fries and gravy.
And this is not meant to make fun of my wife.
Yes.
But we ate at some really nice restaurants.
Yeah.
Not like fancy.
They were nice.
Really good food.
I saw them on there.
Great food. We had some great ramen recommended by you. There's a little place right next door.
That place was great, was it?
It was really good. I think we embarrassed ourselves because we don't know. I don't know how to eat that stuff.
You just put it in your mouth.
I know, but I used a fork.
Oh, that's weird. But yeah, that's fine.
And I think they looked at us funny. But anyway, so but we had a lot of nice food.
Oh yeah,
like really good food. And then the last place we ate, we thought, oh, let's get some poutine before we leave.
Oh yeah,
my wife was so thrilled.
Oh,
she was like, oh my gosh, this is the best thing ever.
Oh, French fries and gravy.
I think it's her Canadian. She has some Canadian roots, and I think she was
it just comes back.
It brought back the memories.
Did you guys go to the Tim Hortons?
We didn't.
Yeah, we didn't. Overrated.
Yeah,
they talk about how it's like their Krispy Kreme or whatever you want to call Dunkin' Donuts.
We
or
stuck
whatever.
with the Starbucks.
We went in there and it was not the greatest.
We stuck with the Starbucks.
They lied. Canadians lied about that one. They were right about some other things, but not that one.
No. I don't think Canadians would lie. They're too nice.
No, Tim Hortons was definitely overrated. So, all right. Well, we're just fools to believe we have anything you, the listeners, need. But much like the wind, we're roaring back to the 1980s to check out some killer movie soundtracks. Our resident robot. Yeah. Kip designed it in the booth.
That's right.
He's got lots of time on his hands listening to us. So,
he does.
Yep. So, well, as we stated at the beginning, Rob and I are going to list Actually, we didn't state it yet. We said we're going to do our movie soundtracks. We said that.
Yes, we
But
did.
what we're going to do today is list our top 10 80s movie soundtracks. This is a big deal, Rob.
Okay.
The list has been much anticipated, under lock and key, if you will.
Wow.
I think we hired the company that protects the Oscar envelopes before the Academy Awards.
Yeah, I don't think we can afford that.
Yeah, we did. We went out on a ledge on this one.
Yeah.
So speculation on the internet has been at a fever pitch.
Wow.
Yeah, I've been seeing the Reddit boards, everything.
Wow.
Yeah, they've been talking about it.
Wow.
So they're very people are excited. They've been talking about our list. So
People.
And since we do it so well, we work together, as I mentioned, on this one, compiled what we
did.
think is the ultimate list of 80 soundtracks. I think, but then you were maybe detracting from. We'll find out,
Yeah, we'll
right?
see.
But we made the list.
Right.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
know.
However, ultimately,
Okay.
yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. No, it's okay. No, it's fine.
No, you
It's
bring
fine.
it in.
That's fine. All right.
You've got
No, I was
everybody's
just
attention
saying,
now.
I think for some of these,
Yes.
it's hard to separate the movie
100%.
from the soundtrack.
Correct.
And some of these movies
Yeah.
are garbage.
Well, I know I've got the garbage part of the
Okay.
movie,
All
so we
right.
can
Okay.
discuss
All
that
right.
later.
All right.
So,
and I think that sticks with people.
but it doesn't. To me, it doesn't affect the soundtrack.
Okay.
So,
All right.
ultimately, we know we are not going to list everyone's favorite, but
That's
these
true.
are the soundtracks that bring us the most memories, or that we deem iconic, like that we remember for being that soundtrack. You know what I mean?
True that.
Soundtracks we've chosen in some cases instantly make us remember our favorite movies. However, as Rob just alluded to, some of the soundtracks have nothing to do with how we feel about the movie, and we just love the music.
That's right.
All right, because
That's good.
and you'll find that out
Yes.
pretty soon.
Yes.
And we've been vocal about some of these movies before. Also, we're going to do our playlist a little differently this week. As we cover each soundtrack in our top 10, Rob and I are going to choose one song we think is the best on that album.
Okay.
And those songs are going to make up our overall playlist this
Okay.
week.
All right.
So it's just going to be a 10-song playlist of the 10 best songs we think are on those soundtracks.
Okay.
Because there's multiple songs on each soundtrack.
That's right.
But we're not going to have that big old playlist floating out in the wind for you.
Yeah.
So we're listing our favorite soundtracks and our top song from each album. However, before we jump into the actual top 10, we have a few soundtracks that just missed our list because honestly, there's so many great ones. There were going to be a few on the cutting room floor, and we had to debate. You know, we spent hours on this list, and we had to debate back and forth on certain lists.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is we're just going to cover a couple of our cuts first, just to and also build anticipation for this much vaunted list
Ooh,
that we've put
yes.
together, the top 10.
You're really selling
So,
this.
It's a good list,
Wow.
and it's important.
It's
I
important.
think
It's a big deal.
it's a big deal, right? Yeah, it's kind of a big deal,
Oh, boy.
right? And we got
Okay.
the mahogany,
That's right.
so and we don't have any leather bound
Yes.
books. Nope, they're not leather bound.
I can get some, though.
But we're still important.
That's right.
People have started to know us at this point. So the Robsters know us. People who love The Voice know us.
And I just ate a whole wheel of cheese.
Well,
I'm struggling.
I'm not mad. What's the line? I'm impressed.
I'm not even mad.
I'm not even mad.
Yeah.
Right. So of course I don't speak Spanish.
You know
right? I know that.
That's
All
right.
right. Well, so we jump into our first cut,
Okay.
and I don't even think I gave you the order of what the cuts are. So
You might have.
I'm gonna play this first song
Yeah.
and see if you know what our first cut is. I'll,
Yeah.
I'll let you try and figure
Okay.
it out. Ready? Anything yet?
Hold on. I'm gonna know.
Oh, yeah. Very inspirational.
It's a Stallone movie.
Oh yeah.
They also. This is over top. Over the top.
No, it's not over the
It's
top.
Rocky IV.
This is Rocky IV.
Okay.
Right. So
Yeah.
this is
Burning Heat.
Burning Heart.
Heart.
You were really close.
Darn.
So yeah, this is Burning Heart. This is one of his montages in
Yes.
Rocky IV, right? It's really good though.
Kenny Loggins was on this one also. He was everywhere.
He's everywhere. That'll be a running theme today. Here, this is the chorus. This is when you get hyped. Ooh, yeah, that's good, right?
Yeah, I can see it.
There's
I can see
a
that.
quest for answers.
That's right.
I don't know what that means, but there's definitely a quest. So this is Rocky IV.
Okay.
This did not make our list.
Nope.
But it's got a really good soundtrack.
Yeah.
That was Burning Heart by old Survivor. right?
Right.
And then here's another little sample
Ooh.
from also in the movie.
This is one I picked. I highlighted one.
So this is by Robert Tepper.
Oh, this is No Easy Way Out.
No Easy Way
This
Out.
is the one I like.
Oh, it's
this is the one I
good, right?
highlighted.
Yeah. It's really good, too.
Yeah. This is a
I
song.
think this is when he's driving in his car after Apollo died and contemplating his next move.
That's right.
Yes. And he's wearing that Hugo Boss because he's sponsored by Hugo Boss.
That's right. Such a
We will do Rocky 4, so just everyone be. There's no easy way out.
good song.
It gets you hyped.
I love it. There's no shortcut home.
The lyrics are really what gets it going for me.
Our buddy from Bad Movies Rule,
Yes.
he said that.
Yes.
He talked about the lyrics in these songs. You're like, I'm a boxer, and I'm gonna punch you
in the face
in America.
Yeah, get you. Yeah, and then America's got to be in there.
That's right.
So, well, I have a fun fact for this. Peter Cetera's "Glory of Love" was supposed to be for the end credits of Rocky IV, but Sly passed on it, and Karate Kid was all too happy to scoop it up. So, what I have here here's John Cafferty. He plays the song. It's called "Hearts on Fire." This is the actual song that is at the end of the movie for the credits, and see what you think if you remember this one. So this is after he's defeated Drago. But you feel that? That feels right?
That's right.
So imagine credits rolling. This seems right?
It sounds like Stallone singing.
Yeah. It's not. It's John Cafferty, but no Beaver Brown Band.
Oh, it's just John
by himself.
Oh.
So if you can imagine that's how it closed, does that sound right to you?
Yes.
Like that's the right choice.
When I like in the middle of the pack, you got a couple more.
I love this song so much, but it's really good they didn't choose it for Rocky IV. Because this is what they wanted.
You love this song.
And, I love it, but Sly said no.
See?
I don't think it fits the end of Rocky IV.
Yeah. This is Karate Kid.
Well, we know that
always will be.
Yeah. But could you imagine that at the end of Rocky IV?
Nope.
Yeah, I can't. So, you know what? Sly's a little bit of a weirdo.
Some production manager got points for that.
I can
they picked it right.
Yeah, I can give Sly a little credit there. Staying Away, I think Hearts on Fire was the better one.
So I like that this album had Eye of the Tiger and then Living in America with James Brown.
So
that's the one I remember.
We can't play. We can't play all the samples, but those were a couple of their big ones.
Love it.
Right there. So that was our first cut, Rocky IV.
Okay.
So that takes us to our next cut, which I think once you hear it, you're going to immediately know what movie this went to that got cut from us.
Oh, yes. Ferris Bueller. Yes, Ferris Bueller.
Interesting info about Ferris Bueller. Actually, there is no soundtrack. They did not release an actual soundtrack. Yeah, I found some information you might find, and there's really not a lot. Donka Shane's on there, like because he sings it and thing, but it didn't have an official release soundtrack. They made 30,000 copies after the movie of songs they used in the movie, and mailed it out to subscribers of like the studio and stuff like that. So there were 30,000 people out there that have this weird copy of a Ferris Bueller soundtrack that doesn't actually exist.
Interesting.
It was interesting. So you can't go online and find a soundtrack anywhere. You just have to go find the Bow Bow song here, which is not called Bow Bow. It's called Yellow. Or it's Oh Yeah by Yellow.
The Bow Bow song.
It's Yellow, but without the W. Okay. So.
Yeah, I like.
But that's it. That's all for. That's really all you have for
the song I would have picked was it's called Beat City.
Okay.
It's the song they play when they're driving their car around town.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
It's really good. But again, not on a soundtrack. You would have just had to find it separately.
Interesting.
So, all right. So Rocky IV, Ferris Bueller, they didn't make it, but they're very memorable.
Okay.
Rocky IV was tough.
Yeah.
That could have been a top 10. But it didn't quite make.
I'm already trying to predict what people are going to say.
Imagine the top 10 that Rocky IV got wedged out.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
So that takes us to our third cut. We had 4 cuts just to preview for everyone. Our third cut is from a movie. And Rob, you were big on this when we had our discussion. So.
Good morning, Vietnam. Hey, Hey, this is not
I
a
love
test. This is rock and roll. Time to rock it from the Delta to the DMZ. Is that me or does that sound like an Elvis Presley movie? Viva Danang. Oh, Viva Danang. Danang me. Why don't I get a rope and hang me? Hey, is it a little too early for being that loud? Hey, too late. It's
I love this whole
600.
set.
What's the O stand for? Oh my God, it's early. Speaking of early.
Oh my God, it's early.
The one he does,
0600.
the one he does about, he's the fashion designer, and he's talking about Charlie.
I can't see you. So I have a fun fact. Soundtrack won a Grammy for Best Comedy Album.
It did.
It did.
I read that.
Yeah. So, and the album had his cuts from the movie in it. And then it also like his speaking, like we just listened to. And then it had a few, what you would call memorable songs from the 50s and 60s.
That's right.
Yeah. So we got, thought we'd get a little sample there.
Yeah.
Oh man.
My youngest daughter is really into Beach Boys right now.
There it is.
So,
but I can remember the movie hearing this.
yep.
The Louis Armstrong, really vivid.
Oh, the
What
Louis
a Wonderful
Armstrong.
World. Yeah. What do you think about the Beach Boys? They're not from our era, but
they're okay.
My parents, a lot of Beach Boys.
Yeah,
I feel like, and maybe there's other bands you can say this about. I feel like every song sounds the same. Like they took one tune and they're like, let's just put some different words to it.
And like when you read about like their album Pet Sound,
Yeah.
it's the accolades are for days.
But listen to this.
And people are like, at the time, they were just so ahead of their time. I don't hear it, but because
They didn't know any better.
everybody, they set the
set
the bar.
We weren't Beach Boy kids. It's
That's
not
right.
our fault.
It's I feel kind of like about them like I feel about the Beatles.
Yeah.
People love the Beatles.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
Yeah, I'm not as good.
I've tried.
Hot take. Beatles not
I know.
great.
I've
Yeah.
tried. I've tried.
Gotcha. Also number one in Australia. So the Australians love
The Australians.
Adrian Cronauer.
Cronauer. Yes.
You got anything else on Good Morning Vietnam?
No, it was that What a Wonderful World was re-released as a single
So good.
and reached number 32 20 years after its original.
I was going to play that sample for us today, but I didn't know if the vibe went with what we're doing.
No, it's very
So it's
very
good,
sad.
though.
It's a sad song.
It's a little sad.
I believe it was at a sad,
And I believe the
of
part of that's when
movie.
things are blowing up.
Yeah,
and
it's not a
people
good- yeah, it's a
they're
sad.
dying. So we already brought down the mood. So
Yeah.
well, that takes us to our last cut from the cutting room floor. Again, Good Morning Vietnam not making it. That's tough. This is a tough list. You had to be a big timer to get into the top 10, right? So our last one, probably one of the most memorable or recognizable movie songs of the 1980s.
Yep.
I mean, come on. And this didn't make the top 10.
People everywhere are going, what are they doing? But the top 10 are good. I think people will agree. When you look at the totality of the list,
Good word. Totality.
these two.
What do you think about Ray here?
It's all right.
Remember the dancing on Times Square?
I think I've had enough of him.
We talked about this
Over
on
the
our
years.
80s video episode about the randomness of stars singing in there.
Yes.
I always thought that was weird.
Yeah, there's
I did.
There's a guy that became like with one song.
Oh, yeah,
He's like,
this whole life.
never
Well,
work a day again.
It's interesting you say that because, yes, we know he's just the Ghostbusters guy, right? But I looked it up. He was actually a pretty accomplished musician.
Wow.
He worked with, check this out. He worked with Stevie Wonder,
Wow.
Carpenters, Shaka Khan,
Shaka
the
Khan.
Supremes,
Oh.
Aretha Franklin, the Temptations, Gladys Knight, and the Pips. Don't
Oh.
forget about the Pips. People often push the Pips to the side,
right.
kind of like the Blowfish.
That's right.
Same thing. They
Oh,
live in the
that's
same
right.
space.
It's not just Hootie.
Not just Hootie. Herbie Hancock.
Oh.
Yes. Tina Turner and Diana Ross. He
Wow.
worked with all of them. But I read that they went to 50 to 60 different artists looking for a Ghostbusters theme song and never found one they liked, and then called Ray Parker Jr. So I'm Ray Parker Jr. I'm accomplished with all of these mega stars, and you get a phone call from the Ghostbusters folks. Hey, you're the 61st person we've
Yeah,
called.
screw you.
Just in case it was a short
Yeah.
list.
Yeah. Yeah.
We need a Ghostbusters
Yeah.
song. What do you got?
Yeah.
I would have hung up on him.
Yeah.
61st.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but
Kiss my
probably
butt.
in hindsight, good he took the call
Yeah.
because he never has to work a day in his life.
That's right.
Ghostbusters residuals
Oh,
just keep,
Ka-ching.
wait, I got it. Ghostbusters residuals just keep floating in
Oh, like a ghost.
There you go.
Like a ghost. That was good. That was well done.
They just keep floating in, Rob. Yeah.
Dad jokes for days, y'all.
Dad jokes for days. So Ghostbusters, and Ghostbusters, I had this tape, and it's not all just the Ghostbusters theme
I was
song.
going to say.
There was lots of other good songs
I
on there.
didn't know all of them.
And I really like this one. This one always makes me
Oh, is
happy.
it the one I highlighted? Oh,
I love this one.
is this where they're running through the hotel?
Oh, yeah. The wild piano reminds me of Groundhog Day a little.
A little bit.
When Phil's on the piano.
Oh,
Yeah, since Bill Murray's here. Never. It's my first time. What era does this song sound like to you?
it's got a little 50s.
50s?
Yeah, 50s.
Swing?
Yeah.
Recorded in 1984.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they were very period piece with their song. But I had this tape. Cleaning Up the Town was good. But a lot of the songs came from the movie, so you remember them.
Yeah.
I like that kind of haunting song they play when all the ghosts are going free.
Yeah.
After they set them free from the containment facility.
The one that I liked, there was one by the Thompson twins I'd never heard.
No.
And it's actually really good. It's got a very cool 80s synth vibe to it. It's cool.
I would have heard it because I had this tape, got it for Christmas, little stocking stuffer, because I was such a Ghostbusters fan. I remember that Christmas, I got a Ghostbusters t-shirt and I got the tape in my stocking stuffer.
Nice.
So it was good. I think I got the Ecto-1 toy.
What?
Like the car.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
That wasn't that cool.
I don't know.
You also had Grayskull, though.
I did have Grayskull.
Yeah. I didn't have that.
I got some toys.
That's some fake He-Man.
I had the G.I. Joe.
G.I. Joe.
I said Joe I.G. I don't know what I say. The G.I. Joe jet.
The Joe
Like
I.G. That's cool.
I'd like the fighter jet. You could put a dude in the cockpit.
It was like the Joe OG.
Joe OG.
Yeah, he was
The
like
OG Joe.
Yeah, the OG Joe.
There you go. Flying
He's
in
like
his
little.
flying in the cockpit.
That's right.
OG Joe.
OG Joe.
Yeah. So, all right. What else? You have anything else on the Ghostbusters?
No, the only song I knew on there really was the one.
Just the Ghostbusters?
Just that's all I knew, and
You
I
didn't know
listened to
anything
no.
else?
And then when I hit the Thompson twins one, I liked it. So
That's insane.
yeah, didn't know.
All right. Well then, are you ready, Rob?
I'm ready
To jump into the actual top 10. People have been sitting on the edge of their seats.
Oh, they're sitting on that.
So that means, Rob, why don't you go ahead and introduce us to our number 10 soundtrack?
Oh. Wow, our in-house band is
Yeah, they're
on
good.
it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Doc Severinsen.
Wow. Yeah. Doc Severinsen, everybody.
Johnny, send him over. Thanks, Doc. That was weird and
That was
wild.
weird, wacky stuff. Yeah. Hey, so number 10,
Our number 10. Very exciting here.
Pretty in Pink.
Pretty in Pink.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So just to start off with this album, we put this list together and we definitely picked Pretty in Pink
Yes.
because it's a very iconic movie.
Yes. Yeah.
Very relevant. But I will admit, this
Yeah.
came out in 1986.
Mm-hmm.
I was 10.
Yeah.
This album was not really on my radar.
No.
But after listening to it and understanding its iconic nature,
Yeah.
I could see if I was 14 to 18 years old,
absolutely.
I would have thought this was the best, like one of the best albums I could have listened to.
Yeah.
You know what I
I
mean?
agree.
And I mean, I'm looking along. And so we'll play the most popular song first. So you have what was basically a top 40 hit.
Yeah.
This is the song.
This is one everybody knows.
So everybody knows this is orchestral maneuvers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Orchestral Maneuvers in the Dark.
In the Dark.
OMD.
So this is the song. When you think of Pretty in Pink, this is the song, right?
Yeah.
And it's one of the best 80s songs you can listen to, honestly.
Yeah.
I think so. It's called If You Leave.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
this
this is the title track.
Yep.
If you what do you think of this one?
I love it.
Love it.
And I think a lot of people that aren't familiar with this era
Yeah.
would go, oh, it's just an 80s song. I don't think they associate it with the movie.
Well, I do. Yeah, but it's a great 80s
But
song. This is on my list.
This is where it got its start.
This is on my list. If we made a top 10, and I've talked about
This
before,
is-
of songs that tell you what the 80s sounded like.
Yeah.
This is on that top 10 list.
Yep.
It's so perfect. You know what I mean?
I love it.
Yeah, it's really good. Uh-oh.
Gotta make it last. I touch you once.
Oh.
I touch you twice.
Okay. We can't
Love it.
listen to it all. Otherwise, they're going to come
Yeah,
looking for us.
that's right. Yeah.
But there's other songs on this album.
Yeah.
Right? And some really big artists. In Excess. I got Echo and the Bunnymen.
I love that song.
This In Excess song, by the way, I had not really listened to this song before. And it turned out I quite liked it.
Do what you do.
Very In Excess sounding.
Yes.
But again, it's a lot of new wave.
Yes.
And if you were a teenager, this would be like, or this is what your cool older brother listens to.
Yes.
And then he's like, hey, stop listening to George Michael and Wham and listen to this.
Yeah. It was, I would say for 86, this was alternative.
It's really good. That's good. I really like it.
The Echo and the Bunnymen song is really good.
Are you sure?
I love it.
You absolutely love it?
I do. I love it. It's
And
real
what is
slow.
it called?
It's called Bring on the Dancing Horses.
That's a weird title.
Yeah.
I didn't know about the Echo and the Bunnymen when I was an 80s kid, but I've gone back and they have a lot of good stuff.
They do.
So as an older person, I'm figuring out this is a really good band. Another new wave type-ish.
Yeah. As a standalone album, the songs on here are just really good.
Oh, yeah.
I love it. And this is one of the ones I kind of regret not knowing more about. I think
Really
as a 80s, 90s kid, this is one you should know.
Should know.
Oh, yeah.
And also, we got lots of samples here today for Pretty in Pink. This is why I made the number 10, by the way. The last one by a band I didn't, again, know very much of, but Psychedelic Furs.
Ooh, yeah.
It is the titled Pretty in Pink song.
Yes.
Yeah. Again, really good. And again, this is cool music in 86.
Yes.
Like, it's different than the top 40 radio stuff. So you're like, oh.
Yeah.
I could imagine a lot of college kids listening to this type of stuff, right? I also had down Round Round.
Yeah.
I thought that was a good song too.
The very last one, Please, Please, Please Let Me Get What I Want by the Smiths.
Oh.
It was also
very good.
Yeah, it was a very good song. It was also featured in Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
No.
It was the song played in the museum scene.
Oh.
They just toned it way down.
Yeah.
It's a much slower version.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I think you said that during the Ferris Bueller show.
It's the same song.
Yeah.
And I did not know that.
I also saw this was, so Rolling Stone has a top 25 soundtracks of all time.
Yeah.
Not just 80s, all time. This was number 11.
Yep. The Huffington Post listed the album on a list they called the 15 film music compilations that changed your life.
Changed your life.
John Hughes had a thing for using new wave music in his movies. And then it talked about, it was released in 86. We already said that. It was re-released in 2013 as a limited edition on pink colored vinyl.
Really good.
Love it. Here's some reviews.
Okay.
The great thing about the soundtrack is that it really sounds like a legitimate album, not a compilation.
Correct.
A&M's director of film music, David Anderle, told the Los Angeles Times in 1986, it holds together so well that you almost get the feeling that it could be all songs by one band, just with a lot of different lead singers.
It's really good. I can't say anything else about it other than
this person said this was a quintessential album during my high school years.
Right.
This person says, but I found most of the songs forgettable.
Nope, they're wrong.
Nothing stood out, and that probably is what affected the movie's success as well. For music collectors only.
Absolutely incorrect.
Yeah, I disagree.
That person can go home.
Send
them home.
Last quote, it captures the zeitgeist of 80s counterculture and the alterna kids or punks and preppies who clashed in the film.
Yeah.
Ducky should have got the girl.
You're Ducky, right?
I would.
And Ducky should not have got the girl. Ducky's
Why?
He's a clown. At the end of the day, come on. Really watch that movie. Ducky's, and he's annoying.
The poor guy.
I got Molly Ringwald sometimes just being like, Ducky, calm down. That's enough, right? It's too much with him. That hat and the stupid little sunglasses.
But at the time, that was cool. That was
even
hip.
then, that fashion sense. Hip. You know who dressed better than him? Bug and Uncle Buck. Better than Ducky, right? So. Because a bug could have fit right into that.
What's his middle spray? Or middle name? Spray?
Spray. Yeah. So, all right, that's number 9, which means we have now entered the part of the podcast where we have to pick the one song from this soundtrack that we think is the best song.
From number 10?
From number 10. We have to pick for each one. So our number one song from this album, the one that's going to be included on our playlist, which one is it?
We have to pick together?
I think we have to decide on the best song.
I'm going to make it easy and go with If You Leave.
I think it has to be If You Leave, right? I love Echo and the Bunnymen. I love the In Excess song, but I think it has to be the If You Leave because that sparks the most memories.
Yep,
right?
I agree.
So I think In Excess and Echo are really close.
Yeah,
I really like
yeah,
those songs.
yep. No,
but
I agree.
think If You Leave is probably our winner.
I agree.
So
It's a good pick.
have you made that? Have you annotated that? We have to keep track.
Yes, I've annotated it.
Yeah. So we got If You Leave.
Yep.
That's going to be the playlist song. So
Yep.
folks out there that are Pretty in Pink fans, hopefully you agree with us that that's the best song. Someone might come at us with, no, it was Echo.
Oh,
You guys missed.
the diehard Echo fans.
The
are
diehard
gonna-
Echo fans going to come out and be like, I was 16 at that time
You guys are
in
crazy.
my Trans Am listening to Echo.
That's
so
right.
that's it. Or their Chevelle or whatever it is they may have been driving. All right. So that gets us to our number 9 soundtrack.
Mm-hmm.
And what is it, Rob?
It's Fast
Let's
Times at Ridgemont High.
Oh,
Yeah.
so as with the first one, I'll go with this. Pretty in Pink, good movie, good. Not one of my favorite 80s movies, but good, great soundtrack. Fast Times, fantastic movie, great soundtrack, right?
Yes.
And so lots of songs from this one that probably everybody remembers. But I'm going to start with the first one because this plays in the opening of the movie as they go to the mall. Interesting, not on the soundtrack.
There's a lot of songs
Not on the soundtrack.
that were in the movie, not on the
Not
soundtrack.
on the soundtrack. Which I find
And
quite
some of the best
interesting.
ones.
The best songs are on the soundtrack, are not on the soundtrack.
Yes.
All my samples I have today, only one was on the soundtrack. So it makes it easy for us to pick which song is going to be the best song. Because the soundtrack didn't have the best songs.
It didn't.
But the songs in the movie, timeless. Listen to this. I can always remember this movie now in the mall. They're doing the pizza thing. He's taking the movie tickets.
Yeah.
It's perfect. You know? So, Bronco Burger, all of it. It's great. Yeah. So this is We Got the Beat by the Go-Go's.
Yes.
I mean, everybody knows that, right?
That's right.
Who wouldn't know that?
Yeah. The movie's opening theme.
Oh, it's perfect. Cameron Crowe, for once, you did something correct. Good job.
Yeah, his movie,
You probably-
his music movies that were music based,
Music-based.
really good.
Yes.
I liked him.
So what do you got on this album, Rob?
Gosh, we had a couple that I didn't know. Somebody's Baby, Jackson Brown.
Oh,
That's a
funny that you talk about. You
that's
don't know that. You know that.
I know that one. That's yeah,
Oh, I love this song.
it's good.
You know
I'm not
what?
a Jackson Brown fan, but I like the
You
song.
know this part of the movie? It's the worst part of the movie. So she, remember, is 14 or 15 when this movie starts. She's a freshman. She picks this guy up at the pizza parlor. He's 26, a stereo salesman. And then he takes her to this baseball field and they go into the dugout
Yeah.
and they have a good time.
Oh,
She's very 14 or 15.
they were playing Uno.
But she said she was 19. I don't know why he believed that.
Yeah.
Jennifer Jason Leigh does not look 19.
He knows better.
Yeah.
He knew better.
But this is, I will never not think of this song. Now, some people I think have said, because in Silence of the Lambs, she's also listening to this song in the car right before old boy
yes.
captures her. So some people relate it to that, but for me, it'll always be for Fast Times.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah, that's there was one on here that I really liked. I'd never heard. It was called Raised on the Radio.
Oh, I love
By
Raised
the-
on the Radio.
by the
Really good one.
Ravens.
That's when old boy's washing his car.
Yeah.
Really good. Then you got this one right here.
Not on the soundtrack.
Not on the soundtrack. Tom Petty? Technically 1977?
Yeah.
Yeah. But these kids would have known it because this came out in 82.
Yeah.
So this would have been an elementary school,
Yeah.
junior high song for them.
Such a good song.
Oh, it's fantastic. And we don't want to forget about the Heartbreakers. They were in there as well.
Oh, that's right.
So now this song is my song from like the memory of the movie. Again, not on the soundtrack. But this is the Cars.
Oh,
Moving in stereo.
I know what part this is.
Anyone who's seen this movie and knows this movie
Knows this part.
knows. This is when Phoebe Cates, Linda, gets out of the pool and he's in the bathroom kind of imagining how that's going to go.
Yep.
Right? Oh,
I read that this movie
one of the best moments of our childhood.
originally was going to have an X rating
Oh, no.
because there was going to be more to that scene. He was doing more. It was showing more.
Oh, okay.
No.
But this is Moving in Stereo. Again, not on the soundtrack.
Good
But
song.
really good song.
Yeah, one of the reviews, it says, what did he say? As other reviewers have noted, this soundtrack does not contain the song playing when Phoebe Cates takes off her bikini top.
Oh,
The whole point of the soundtrack.
yeah.
That would be Moving in Stereo by the Cars. It's like if you buy the Casino Royale soundtrack and don't get the Chris Cornell title track, or buy the Superbad soundtrack and don't get McLovin's dance track.
Yeah.
Read all the customer reviews and you won't make the mistake I did in buying a soundtrack without the actual soundtrack.
Here you go, Rob. Oh,
There it
man.
is.
Yeah.
I love this one.
Good.
I'd never heard it.
Really good.
I love it. Yeah.
Raised on the Radio,
love
All
it.
American Boy, Found My Favorite Toy.
See?
I don't know what's going
I
on
don't know what
there.
that means.
It's pretty
No.
good, though.
Yeah.
You got anything else? But yes, so all these songs, even though not on the soundtrack, I just kind of remember all the songs. The soundtrack still had good songs. Raised on the Radio is on the soundtrack. Somebody's Baby's on the soundtrack. But a lot of the other songs on the soundtrack are a little bit forgettable. They missed. If they'd have put American Girl, Moving in Stereo, and we got the beat on there, that wouldn't have been number 9 on our list.
No.
That'd have been more towards the top.
No, I agree.
But I still think it's good. So that means we got to decide on our number 1 song. And I think we're between 2 songs because it has to be on the soundtrack.
Has to be on it.
Yes, we can't take one of the ones that was left off. Just a movie song. We're doing an actual soundtrack song. So I think we're between
Somebody's
2
Baby.
songs. You want Somebody's Baby?
Yeah, I think so.
You
What
know?
do you think?
Well, it's between that or Raised on the Radio.
I think
I mean,
Somebody's Baby is
It's more iconic.
more iconic.
It is.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think Somebody's Baby is probably our winner there, right?
Yep. I agree.
So, all right. So that takes us to our 8th song or 8th soundtrack. And big time. This is big time.
This is getting
it.
into our.
This is getting in. Well, not yet. Top 5 is really big, but this, everybody from the 80s knows.
What movie this is?
Oh my goodness. You didn't even have to announce it. But you know what? Just in case we got a couple young listeners, Rob, what soundtrack are we talking about here?
This is Back to the Future.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. The original.
This is one of my favorite 80s songs ever. Anyone who's listened to us for a while knows our feelings on Huey, right?
He gets mentioned a lot.
No, we love him.
That's funny.
He's got to be at least 3rd behind Peebo and probably Cetera? Winslet? Somewhere. Roxette?
BA.
Yeah. Why'd you do that?
You don't like the BA. You go, ugh.
So we got Power of Love here.
Yeah.
The opening, the song.
Yes.
Right? This is the song. And this song went bananas. Number 1.
Yeah.
It did everything. It's on one of our previous. It was on our 80s Love Songs Volume 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great song.
Love it.
So Back to the Future, though.
Yeah.
That's the starter.
I read that Huey Lewis met with the producers and stuff and from the film's production team who intended that the band be Marty McFly's favorite band. Though flattered, Lewis did not want to participate because he did not know how to write film songs and did not want to write one called Back to the Future.
I heard that.
Zemeckis assured Lewis he could write any song he wanted. Lewis agreed to submit the next song he wrote, which was The Power of Love. And the lyrics have nothing to do with the movie. And
It doesn't matter. But they do.
But they were like...
But they do. Even though they don't, they do. Like, you don't think of but you don't think of that and not think of that. What about this?
Oh. Is this the theme? The overture? Ooh. Oh, yeah.
Ooh. Is that good?
I love it.
Is that when we're going back in time?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Steven Spielberg movies always have like these sweeping...
Yes. Good music.
Feels like you're...
Alan Silvestri.
That's not too far off of like Jurassic Park and stuff.
That sound very similar. Yeah.
They sound very similar.
I liked the songs that were featured at the end. That had, it was Jimmy Marvin Berry and the Starlighters.
That's a good one.
Where it was Night Train and he had Wallflower and Earth Angel.
Well, what about this one?
Ooh, Johnny B. Good.
Chuck Berry uncredited in this movie.
Yes. And I read that he gave them. He withheld permission to use this song until the day before filming.
Yeah.
And he was only paid $50,000 for the rights.
Good call. Chuck Berry's like righteous bucks. Your kids are going to love that.
Yeah.
Right? Is that new sound you've been looking for?
Yeah, and there were a couple on here. There was one by Lindsey Buckingham.
Yeah.
And one by Eric Clapton. And I had to research it. I was like, why was it even on the soundtrack?
Huh?
Well, the Lindsey Buckingham one was called Time Bomb.
Yeah. I didn't love that. I listened to it.
Yeah. And it was the song played on Marty's clock radio before he was woken up.
Correct.
And then Heaven One Step Away was by Eric Clapton.
Nice.
And that was a song written and performed by, it was on Red the Bums radio. When Marty returns to 1985, it's playing in the background.
I also saw the music that Marty plays on his Walkman.
Yeah.
When he's an alien. For George, his dad.
Yeah.
Eddie Van Halen recorded the guitar for that.
Yes.
Again, uncredited.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Remember?
So I looked up, I said, I'm interested. I'm like, why are people uncredited?
Yeah.
Well, they said in the old days, there were two reasons. One, legalities would not allow them to credit due to other copyrights with companies and whatever.
Yeah.
And then two, it was actually cheaper for the artist to be uncredited, but they get paid separately because it's a compilation and not an individual song.
Okay.
So it was an interesting thing. So, but I will say, those are all great songs. But there's one, I think because Power of Love is so good, there's another one that kind of gets overlooked. And I love it, but it gets overlooked. And I already know why you're laughing. I know why you're laughing. But this song is so fantastic too, and it never hit the radio like Power of Love did. No. Like it didn't top 40 chart as well, but it's really good. This has lyrics that actually relate to the movie too, by the way.
And I was going to tell you that Power of Love was certified gold and nominated for an Academy Award.
Very good. Yeah. Do you know who it lost to?
And the soundtrack was spent 19 weeks on the Billboard 200.
Do you know who it lost to?
No.
You didn't look it up?
I don't. No.
Okay. Look at that. Here it comes, Rob. You ready for it?
Back in time. Back in time.
So I'm going to go ahead and let you have it. Why is that so funny? Why is Back in Time so funny? Why do we laugh at that every time we hear it?
There was a SNL sketch.
Oh, yes. Kevin Nealon.
Was he in there with Michael J. Fox?
Kevin Nealon? Yes.
Yeah, he's in an elevator.
But he didn't know who Michael J. Fox was. And he's just a guy in an elevator. And so as soon as the elevator starts moving, there's nothing else going on. And then he just goes, back in time. And he just does it over and over. And Michael J. Fox keeps looking at him like, he goes, yeah. He goes, thanks. And he's like, oh, what? Okay.
Yeah.
And then he just goes, back in time. And Michael J. Fox is like, I get it. And he's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Every time I hear that song, that's what I think of.
Yeah, Back in Time.
I can see Kevin Nealon stand there. I think he's like a dumb way. He's the bellhop or whatever. He's and he's good.
Back in time. That sketch went on way too long.
Anyway.
So, all right. Our number 8 was Back to the Future. Now, this one, a little more difficult maybe. The easy answer seems to be Power of Love, but is that our answer?
I think you have to.
You think you have to?
I think
better than Back in Time?
Yes.
Do we like Back in Time?
No.
I was only going to suggest Back in Time because it never gets enough credit outside, but Power of Love is the song.
I think it's Power of Love.
All right. I agree. Power of Love's the one.
I like it.
Okay. Yep. So that's our...
If you ask me to pick a song that resonates to this movie...
Of course.
That's the one.
That's the one.
Yeah.
You sure?
And maybe Earth Angel. Earth Angel.
Really? That's the next one you're going to go to?
I'm just kidding.
All right. So that takes us to number 7. Our 7th soundtrack.
Oh, my God.
Do you feel like you're in TGI Fridays?
I do.
Oh. Can I get a kamikaze? It's my protege. Taught him everything he knows. Hey, look, Coughlin's your favorite guy. All right, you love Coughlin.
Tom Coughlin.
If you could have lived with Coughlin, Coughlin's Law.
Coughlin.
All right, so if you haven't picked it up yet, this is from the Cocktail soundtrack. Now, Rob and I thought this. Now, not everybody may think this is the most essential 80s soundtrack, but for us, we've mentioned on multiple our Cocktail episode, our 1988 episode. You and I both owned.
We did
this.
I had the cassette,
and we both listened to all of these songs.
Nope, I thought I had it up.
Nope, not up there. We both had all these songs. We're very familiar with the Cocktail soundtrack.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a lot of resonance to our lives.
Yeah. And as I was researching it, I was
fantastic.
Sitting over the chair and I was playing it.
Oh, wait. Oh, man.
Yeah.
I want to go.
No, my wife heard it playing in the background. She goes, "Oh, that's a Cocktail.
It is Cocktail."
She knew it.
But Cocktail wasn't just famous for the bar songs.
No.
It also spawned one of the most annoying songs of the 80s.
We have some trouble. When you worry, you make it double. Don't worry.
There's no reason this song should have been as popular as it was.
Be happy.
I found it said Cocktail was not only the soundtrack to a popular Tom Cruise film, it was also the $4 million selling Summer Party album of 1988.
You could put this on at a party. You got Hippie Hippie Shake. You got Georgia Satellites, right?
Number one hits. Don't worry, be happy.
Yeah.
Kokomo. Plus radio hits by Starship, the Fabulous Thunderbirds, the Georgia Satellites, and John Cougar Mellencamp.
What was that other one?
The album peaked at number 2 on the U.S. Billboard 200.
Speaking of the Beach Boys, Rob, they're back. They're a twofer here. They were on the cutting room floor with Good Morning Vietnam, but they also made it into the top 10.
No.
Florida Keys, Rob. Kokomo's made up, not a real place.
There's a place called Kokomo.
But I don't want to. I want to believe it's real.
Bartender, come hither.
Yeah.
Right? This is part of the Jamaica scene
Yes.
with her one swimsuit
I know.
for 2 weeks of vacation. So, but what I will say about this song is something we said about.
And it was a one-piecer.
Yes.
Yeah.
What I would say about it was a one piece.
Why did they do that?
I don't know. But what I will say about this song I'm about to play is just like we had talked about on Fast Times at Ridgemont High, they really missed the mark by this not being on the soundtrack.
Oh. Yeah. Robert Palmer.
I mean, again, you add this and it really joshes them up even further.
And we talked about Rick Astley had a song on the trailer.
did.
It was a UK trailer, and
I
you
found
called
that
it.
out, yeah.
You called it. You were like, "This sounds like Rick Astley."
But I
and
found out
Googled
later
it.
that
You
it
were
was
right.
only on the UK trailer.
Yep, you called it.
It
You're like,
didn't
"That
make
sounds
the
like
US
Rick
trailer.
Astley."
Well, I mean, we heard it.
Yeah,
Sounds exactly like it. How is this not on there?
I know.
Like, could they not get the rights? I don't understand getting to play it in the movie and not getting it onto the actual soundtrack. Maybe they wouldn't release it because there were some artists they said they didn't want to be part of compilations.
Yeah,
Oh,
that was above them.
remember when young Flanagan turns it down and the whole bar gets to sing at the same time? My goodness, we love Cocktail, don't we?
Here's some reviews.
Yes.
This is one of my wife's old albums. Even she can't imagine why she ever got it.
Oh,
I gave it an extra half star for not being quite as dire as the film itself.
it's ridiculous. That's a terrible review.
Yeah. I hate that I had to purchase the whole soundtrack on Amazon Music just to get 2 of the songs I wanted.
There's more than 2 songs.
I love the
I like
movie.
the Little Richard song.
Yeah. I love the movie as a youngster, and now I can't relive it now I can relive it in my car and through my shower radio.
That's great.
Wow.
Can't do that.
Lots of classic songs on this one.
Okay, wait, Rob, here you go. The whole bar. Oh,
Love it.
thank you, Robert.
Here's my favorite. Thanks, Cocktail soundtrack. I have no sentimental attachment to this movie, but for some reason, a coworker mentioned the soundtrack in passing.
Yeah.
I got him the CD as a joke, but he seems so happy. Now he wants to hang out all the time.
All the songs make you happy.
Top 5 soundtracks of all time from a movie starring Tom Cruise before he was married to Kate Holmes.
Oh, yeah.
That would leave, here are the movies. He was
Okay.
married in November of 2006.
Yes.
That leaves Young Guns,
Okay.
Rain Man,
First of all,
Born on the 4th of July.
Tom Cruise was in Young Guns? I don't think that's true.
I don't know.
That's a lie.
He wasn't. Yeah, why would that be there?
That is a lie.
So Rain Man, Born on the 4th of July, Far and Away, A Few Good Men,
Yeah.
The Firm, The Interview with a Vampire.
I don't think a soundtrack for any of those movies.
Mission Impossible, Jerry Maguire, Eyes
Mission
Wide Shut,
Impossible.
Mission Impossible 2, Vanilla
Yeah.
Sky, Minority Report, Goldmember,
Who is this person?
The Last Samurai, Collateral, and War of the Worlds.
And feels like he's missing a major scenario there, but maybe we'll discuss that later, right? Feels like you missed the big one.
Which one?
Well, I didn't hear you mention Top Gun.
Oh,
So,
Top Gun. Yes.
Feels like that's a big miss.
But,
We're talking about soundtracks.
but it was after 2006.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I gotcha. But Goldmember wasn't after 2006.
Was it not?
Few Good Men's in 1993 or
Oh,
2.
there
That
you
list
go.
is crazy. Rain
That's
Man was
right.
in 87.
There you go.
I don't know what's going on.
Good Lord, Mellencamp's version of Rave On is disgraceful.
Oh, whatever.
It was a good song.
I think so.
Yeah.
Well, that brings us to the tough part. We have to
Ooh.
pick the song from the soundtrack. What's the best song? I veto Don't Worry, Be Happy, so don't bring that one up.
And it doesn't. I don't know.
I know. What do you got? Has to be on the soundtrack.
You're vetoing Don't Worry?
Yeah, I'm not. We're not.
All
That
right.
can't go on our We each get a veto today. That's mine. I used it. It's over. So, what are you thinking?
I don't want it to be Kokomo.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be Kokomo, but I do. I mean, it is Kokomo. That's the number one hit.
It's Kokomo.
It's Kokomo.
Fine.
Right? I mean, what you want? Hippie Hippie Shake?
Yeah. Well, no.
What?
No, fine. Kokomo's good. Final answer.
Coughlin says Kokomo.
I liked Wild Against Starship, the opening song when he's.
You know what I like
that's
is
really good.
I do like the love song they play the whole time. Jordan and Flanagan are parading around.
Yeah,
it's a good one.
Yeah. No, Kokomo.
Kokomo's the winner.
Kokomo. Yep.
All right, so we got number one.
Yeah.
All right, so this is number 6.
Ooh, number 6.
Another movie that we've spent a little bit of time on.
Mm-hmm. Oh. That's really good.
Self-explanatory, I think, right? But for those at home, again, just joining us, what do we got here, Rob?
This is Beverly Hills Cop.
Axel F.
I found you mentioned the Family Guy.
Yeah.
Where he sings, I found it, and now I can't unhear it.
Yeah, you hear it all the time. When he's just in the bar. It's perfect. Good job.
I think when we did this movie, I told you I was walking around the office whistling this, and somebody goes, "Is that Axel F?"
It is Axel.
I was like, "Good for you!" And it was a really young kid, one of our young counselors.
I would have told him, "You get the rest of the day off of school if you can tell me who wrote it."
Yeah.
Did he come up with Harold Faltermeyer?
No, he didn't.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Everyone should come up with Harold Faltermeyer.
This won a Grammy Award for Best Score Soundtrack.
No.
In '86.
Really good.
Yeah. 2 million copies were
2
sold.
million.
Yeah. Axel F became a worldwide hit single.
Yeah. Number 1 on the U.S. Billboard Hot 200.
Yeah.
How about that?
I couldn't find a bad review.
There's not a bad review.
One guy did say, not all good, not all bad. The highlights are Axel F. The heat is on, stirred up, and neutron dance. Oh, that's funny. I'm glad you played that. This one guy said, wow, the DuckTales theme was just Neutron Dance by the Pointer Sisters.
I mean, they're not wrong. It is.
It is.
Here in Duckburg.
Lasers, flashes, airplanes. It's a duck blur. Yeah, see?
But this is still fantastic.
Very good.
I love it so much. This was my song I picked on the Beverly Hills Cop episode. I didn't go with Axel F. Oh, it's so good. Here we go.
One guy said, "Oh God, this stuff is cheesy. This is probably the most
get
80s.
outta here.
This is probably the most 80s album I own. Naturally, I own it on cassette."
Listen to that. He's crazy. That person is straight up nutso, right?
Gosh. There's a song on here called Gratitude.
Nah.
A lot of the
What about this?
I don't know.
Do you not know this one?
Hold on.
I think you're going to feel bad about yourself.
Oh. The heat is on.
Some of the best saxophone you're going to get in the song. Like Glenn Frey is our movie hound referred to him?
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that. Glenn Frey.
Oh, I really love this song. Inside your head. These are poignant lyrics too.
He was hanging from the...
I thought he was driving in a car or something.
Yeah, I think the video for this has him... just the part where he's swinging from the back of the truck.
Really good 5 o'clock shadow. You had shaved for a day or two. I gotta tell you, picking the one song here is...
What's it down to? What do you think? New Attitude? No.
No, not
No. Pointer Sisters. Neutron Dance. Or The Heat is On.
Heat is on. Oh, that's a big
Or
3.
Axel F.
Yeah, I know. Well, I gotta tell you, I love Neutron Dance. Axel F is great. But as a song as a whole, The Heat is On, to me.
I like it.
The saxophone's great. Everything's
I like
great.
it. I didn't think you'd go with that
It's very memorable 80s. I love it.
Okay, I like it.
So Heat
I
is
agree.
On.
Heat is On.
Heat is
I love
On's
it.
our pick off that album.
Yes.
Do you have anything else about the album?
I
I think it won some stuff, right?
Yeah, it like I said, got a Grammy.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, Yeah, XLF was huge.
Huge.
2 million, like I said, 2 million copies.
Huge.
A song in the movie Nasty Girl by Van 86 played during the strip club. We talked about that.
Not on the soundtrack.
It wasn't on the soundtrack.
Yeah, I know.
No. And we talked about that. It
actually,
was picked by the strippers in the show. They're like, oh, you want this song.
And I looked for it everywhere. It's not really.
Can't find it.
The original version's not streamable. No. I found a couple bootleg versions of it, but nothing good that I wanted to play here.
Yeah.
I didn't want to besmirch the song. Right?
But no, a lot of people.
That word.
I don't think that's the right.
Besmirch?
I don't think you're using that.
I think that's Old English. It means to offend.
I
think that's right.
I thought it was Spanish for a whales. No?
Is that Spanish we're talking about for that? There you go.
Yeah, a lot of reviews about that song "Gratitude," and I looked it up as an Oingo Boingo.
I do like Oingo Boingo.
The lead singer of Oingo Boingo.
That one's okay.
Danny Elfman.
All right.
Let's do Heat Is On.
Heat Is On. Love it. All right. We're about to enter our rarefied air. Here, Rob. Top 5.
Top 5.
These are all home runs.
No, I know this.
These could have all been probably number ones, but we ranked them the way we liked them the best.
Yeah.
But the first one coming out the gate.
Okay.
We're going to come out the gate and we're going to see another 80s sounding song, right? This is from Flashdance. This is a big album. I'm sure your research told you this is a big album.
Oh, I had to cut down my bullet points.
You never cut down your bullet points.
I had to.
Never cut them down.
This was released in April of '83.
I love the way it starts, slowish, and when that background kicks in, it's fantastic, right?
This tells the story of Alex Owens,
a welder
trying
to be
an exotic dancer who dreams of becoming a professional ballerina. That's a storyline.
It's gold.
Ooh. Here it comes.
There it is.
It's certified 6 times platinum.
It's ridiculous. I told you, this is rarefied air.
20 million copies.
One of the best ever.
It's one of the best-selling albums of all time. Yeah. Not just soundtracks. Albums.
There you go. Oh,
I want to dance.
How good is that song?
Makes me want to dance.
Dance for your life.
That should be the tagline. Dance for your life.
Look, it says, I'm dancing for my life. How am I going to survive?
9 Grammy nominations.
Oh, wow. 9?
It won 3. It won 3.
Yeah.
Irene Cara won Grammy Award for the Best Pop Vocal. And it got an Academy Award and a Golden Globe.
I have a song that I had not really listened to.
I think I know which one it is.
It's called Manhunt.
Yes! I put that down.
By Karen Come.
It did not reach any of the charts.
No.
I found that out.
But it's not terrible.
I'm going on a manhunt. I love it.
I like it. At least I like it for our welding dancer. I can't believe this didn't chart on anything.
Nothing. It was released in '84. Didn't reach any of them. Going on a manhunt.
So I saw, let's see, fun fact. That song Manhunt. So Phil Ramone was the producer of the album. This got sent to him by 2 college students who wrote it. This song Manhunt. And a production assistant had this Karen Come, who by the way was his soon-to-be wife, sing it in a studio.
Sure.
Ramone didn't want her to do it or audition, so he didn't mix family and business together.
Got it.
But it made the final cut because everyone else loved her version of it. And then a year later, she was singing it on Solid Gold.
Oh, I did see that. It appeared on Solid
Gold.
Yeah.
That's a big show.
This review says, dance like you don't see on those shows. Flashdance on CD is not so much the soundtrack as a small collection of songs in the movie. The songs, though few, are great and evoke the feelings of interpretive dancing, which is what the film is all about.
Nice. So besides Flashdance,
you got to do the other one.
Besides Flashdance, what does this give? What vibes does this give you?
Mania. Oh, this gives you Tommy Boy.
Tommy Boy. You eat a lot of paid chips when you were a kid?
No, why?
And again, 80 songs getting. She's from Pittsburgh, a steel town girl on a Saturday night.
Oh yeah, this song is it's written for the movie.
Who sings this, Rob? I want you to sound his name out right.
I'm going to say it's Michael Sembello.
Sembello.
Yeah.
You got to get a little on the end of the Sembello.
Sembello.
Is he? He's Italian, no?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Sembello.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Oh.
I can see it. High stepping.
Another
Faster.
80s. Yeah, she's sweating. Does the music, does this when
Yes.
the water falls on her?
I don't know. She's doing the fast step.
She's faster than us.
This song spent 22 weeks
That's
on the
insane.
Billboard Hot 100,
It's insane.
2 of which were at number 1.
Oh.
Spent 2 weeks at number 1.
What about Flashdance? How long was that at number 1?
Flashdance spent 6 weeks at number 1.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's a long time. That's a month and a half.
Yeah, it was up there.
Best song in the country for a month and a half.
Did you see the movie in the 80s? Were
did
you
not.
17 or 18 when this film was released? Do you like 80s songs? So this CD is for you.
Mm-hmm.
In this original soundtrack, we find not only the songs from the film, but songs from an era. Try to listen to this. Irene Cara, Laura Branigan, Michael Sembello,
Bello.
Donna Summer, and Stay Seated. It's impossible.
Impossible.
There you go.
Yep.
This reviewer was disappointed. He said, this is not the Flashdance soundtrack, but a compilation of miscellaneous tunes from unknown recording artists.
He sounds like a miscellaneous moron. That's what that sounds like to me. That guy needs to go away again. Show him the door. So yeah, I think again you have to be of the time and the era for it to make sense, right?
Yes.
Because it evokes feelings in us.
Because
that
other
is
reviews, people are
different.
like, when they were listening to it, they associate the song with a time in the movie.
100%.
Like you were doing. You were like,
The
I can see
water,
them washing his car, whatever the other song was.
But I will say, I knew all the music before I ever saw the movie.
Yeah.
I knew it was from the movie, but I think when it came out, 82, 83?
there was a
And
song.
I think it was an inappropriate movie for me at that age. I didn't have a babysitter like you.
Let me watch
Hey
whatever.
kids, let's watch Porky's.
Woo, yeah.
Get the 6-year-olds.
It was the edited version.
We'll take care of sex ed right here today. Let's go.
It was
Lassie.
It was the edited version.
It was the edited. There was no edited.
Tallywhacker.
There's no edited Porky's.
Yeah.
They didn't show that on TBS.
No, darn it.
All right, so that takes us to. I think we're between two songs here.
Flashdance and Maniac.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you got something else. I think those are your iconic songs, right?
I'm going to go with Maniac. You want Flashdance.
A little bit. This is our first impasse. I love Flashdance. I love Maniac. It's tough. I didn't think you can lose either way. So I'm going to give you this one because
All
I
right.
vetoed Don't Worry, Be Happy.
All right.
And we'll go with Maniac.
Maniac.
That'll be
Love
our
it.
number one song.
Okay, I love it. I love it.
So that's our number 5.
Okay,
So
Flashdance.
imagine, folks, where we're going to go from here. Because if that's number 5,
People are guessing.
the top 4,
Think of 4 movies from the 80s that we
again,
haven't mentioned.
Rarefied Air.
Yeah.
Oh,
There it is.
Wait,
This is
time
the-
that up good,
This is
didn't
the
it?
song on.
Huh? Now, we will say, you and I are both very on the record, not huge Prince fans.
Correct.
But you can't make this list and not have this album. Because as I said, there was a lot of info about Flashdance. I think there's a lot of info about Purple Rain that you should have for us today.
Well, it was released in June of 84. Spent 24 consecutive weeks on the Billboard 200.
Oh,
Was present on the chart for a total of 167 weeks.
that's insane.
When Doves Cry and Let's Go Crazy reached number 1, Purple Rain peaked at number 2, I Would Die For You peaked at number 8. It's certified 13 times platinum, 25 million copies worldwide, one of the best-selling albums of all time. Won Grammy Awards for Best Rock Performance by a Duo or Group, Best Score Soundtrack by a Visual or Media. Prince also won the Academy Award for Best Original Song.
Hey, Rob.
It's Beverly Hills.
You know the one.
It's regularly ranked among the greatest albums of all time. Rolling Stone ranked an album. Okay, Rolling Stone on their list of the 500 greatest albums of all time put this at number 8.
Uh-huh.
It's in the Grammy Hall of Fame. It's in the Library of Congress.
You ready?
Oh, there it is.
Here it comes. Does that takes you back to the 80s, right?
This guy said Purple Rain is a masterpiece and a perfect artistic reflection of the time it was produced. And I really like that quote. This guy says Purple Rain is the perfect pop or rock album with the greatest intro song in history. This one. and the greatest outro song in history, Purple Rain. You've played them both. This makes Thriller look like bubblegum pop.
Wow.
So
There you go.
yeah, and this is front to back. Really good.
Really good.
Yeah.
And again, not
Well-
a self-proclaimed Prince fan, but
No.
you are happy to say
I
really good. I saw, I have an interesting fact. So he asked Stevie Nicks to write the lyrics for Purple Rain. She got scared by the song's length and working for Prince. So she told him she couldn't do it because it was too stressful. And it was too much for her. So he wrote it himself, which turned out probably good.
Yeah.
But then he wrote Purple Rain and he listened to it multiple times and thought it sounded too much like Journey's Faithfully.
Oh.
So he called on the phone because they had telephones back then, landline. He called Jonathan Cain, the man who wrote Faithfully, asked him to listen to it. Once he did, Cain gave his blessing to Prince, said it wasn't too much like it, and that he was flattered Prince would even think to call him. Right?
Wow.
So, and this is number 2. Okay. Pretty in Pink was number 11 on Rolling Stone's top 25 soundtracks of all time. This is number 2.
Oh.
And those were the only 2 of our list that made the Rolling Stones top 25.
Wow.
Purple Rain and Pretty in Pink.
Wow.
There's a lot of other stuff on there.
Do you remember what their number 1 was?
I don't, because when I saw it wasn't one of ours, I kind of omitted it.
I'd be curious, that none of these were.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Well, you got a Google machine. See if you can find it.
The old Google machine.
The old Google machine.
So let's
we
go
crazy.
Pick, huh?
Well, we got to pick, but we didn't even hear all the good stuff yet, Rob. Right?
Oh yeah, there's. Ooh.
This is hard. 3 songs for one. It's very difficult. Curious poses. You know what's something? This is close to my first vote.
Oh, wow.
I don't love Purple Rain. I never have. I understand it. It's decent, but it's not my favorite. A little slow. I really like When Doves Cry, but I like Let's Go Crazy. That can be swayed either way. I like that little background. She's never said it.
You know what number 1 was on their list?
Rolling Stone? No,
Stupid Beatles album.
There you go. From probably one of their movies.
Help.
There it is.
Oh, come on.
That's Rolling Stone. What are you going to do? They also made a top 10 guitarists of all time list, and Tom Morello didn't make that list, and no one plays guitar like that guy.
Come on, Rolling Stone. Got to do better.
You got to do a lot better. Slash made it.
Man. Let's Go Crazy is an option.
Or When Doves Cry for me.
When Doves Cry is an option. I Would Die for You is an option. Purple Rain. I think those are the 4.
Yeah. Well, I'm between Crazy and Doves. The other 2 are okay to me. They're not the best song on the album.
I think you're right. I think you When Doves
like
Cry.
When Doves Cry, right?
I think that's the most iconic one.
Are we really happy with it? I mean, Let's Go Crazy is pretty iconic. But
no, this one. And the video's great.
Alone in a World So Cold.
They got like a choreography award for this, and I remember when
It's really good.
on one of our other albums
By the way,
episodes,
if
I was mad that there's no dance moves.
What we said at the beginning of this about this is just the songs are it for me. I have never watched Purple Rain.
I have.
I know nothing about that movie.
And you're not missing it.
I've always been told that, so I've assumed it's kind of a pile of garbage. So I stayed away from it.
My favorite part is Morris Day and the Time when they're having the band.
But again, that wasn't on the soundtrack.
No,
what happened there?
I don't know.
That could have been that would have been a contender.
Was it
Jungle Love?
Jungle Love. Oh,
I think Shalimar is in that movie, and Apollonia. There's a lot of people.
Shalimar shows up several times in this list.
Shalimar for no reason.
He's on for no reason. He's on several of these movies.
All right, so that was our top. That was number 4. Purple Rain.
So we went with
When Doves Cry. That takes us to the next. This is again. Now we're getting into the nitty gritty. Now it's getting real.
Oh, Kenny Loggins is
around
back.
Here.
Shalimar's on this one.
I mean, now it's getting real. Do you think you even have to play the lyrics for people on this?
No.
You just play the background music. Oh. You think when Kenny wrote this, he's just like smiling? This is just gold.
Everything he touched in the 80s is... Oh, you need a song? Danger Zone.
By the way,
I got you.
And he was a boss on that Greatest Night of Pop. Love Kenny on that.
He doesn't even remember.
Oh, I don't care. It's great. He was so happy to be there. He couldn't believe he got invited.
This reviewer said, while sitting in my room,
Hold on.
Footloose.
Wait, before you
Here
review
it
her.
comes. Makes you want to dance.
Oh, this reminds me of being a kid.
Yeah.
Like a lot.
This reviewer said, while sitting in my room, Footloose came on the radio and my whole body started to dance. It brought back so many memories. I built a 4x5 dance floor in my room.
Oh, you should.
Except for a few slow songs in the entire CD is Jumpin' and Now So Am I.
Did his parents outlaw dancing in his room? Is that what happened? So again, this takes us to a soundtrack that is iconic, and I am very strong with that word.
Yeah.
But the movie is a bag of flaming poo.
There you
All
go.
right?
This
Yes.
is one. Released in 84.
Billy Madison would definitely put this on your porch. Right? Don't get your boots, Ted.
You got the poo again. Reached number 1 on the U.S. Billboard 200 chart. It contained 6 Billboard Hot 100 Top 40 hits.
Oh, it's insane.
Three of which reached the top 10, including 2 number 1 hits, and that's Footloose and Let's Hear It for the Boy. Nice job.
I knew where you were going.
Yeah.
What scene is this in? Even though I hate it, it's the only good scene in the movie.
She's teaching him to dance.
He's teaching Chris Penn how to
Yes,
dance.
that's what it was.
And he's a complete knucklehead.
Yeah.
Oh, but this is good. Remember they're doing the good old Kevin Bacon.
The other 2 songs were
I know what the other 2 songs are.
Almost Paradise.
Yes.
Reached number 7.
Hold on. Number 7?
Yeah.
That's it?
I know.
I would have thought that
And I like it a lot.
I would have thought that went much higher.
And there was Somebody's Eyes by Carla Bonoff. It got to number 16.
Is there a slow dance in the mid 80s that you wouldn't have caught this at? How many proms did this play at?
This is Ann Wilson.
And it's a duet. Well, Ann Wilson's amazing.
Yeah. I didn't know the song at first, and then I listened to it, and it
How was that
hit-
possible?
No, and then it hit the chorus, and I was like, oh my gosh.
How did you not know it? Just
know.
seeing the title didn't tell you?
No.
Oh, here's Ann right here.
Oh,
Every
Here it
prom
comes.
in 85, 84. This album is insane, by the way.
this reminds me of the late night commercials where they're
yeah.
selling
Oh, yeah.
the compilations. This is on there.
Time Life. And I think it was
Did
hosted.
you like the 80s?
I think it was hosted by Air Supply. Love songs of the 80s. This Time Life. You can only get it on this 12-disc compilation album for 5 payments of $19.99.
That's right. I need that.
Oh, that's really good, right?
Oh.
I'll tell you though, this one, this song right here, I think underappreciated a little bit because it gets lost in all those awesome songs. Still a really great song. How good is this? Bonnie Tyler. Is this when he does his angry dancing? No, that's a different song. I have to remember. When he
Isn't
dances-
this the tractor? Isn't this
the
the,
tractor
it's
race?
the it's the
Oh.
chicken scene. It's their play and he's
The tractor
his
chicken.
shoe gets stuck
Awful.
on the
Oh, the doos
Yeah.
sell it.
This is
Bonnie Tyler. I think she gets lost a little because the other 3 are so big.
I know. Dancing in the Sheets is not bad.
Did you hear those drums? Is that Phil Collins back there? I've got an Oscar.
I brought my own drum set.
From my drums. I don't need your cheeky drums. So
Cheeky
okay.
drums.
So that obviously Footloose is. I mean, there's so much you could talk about this, right?
Yeah. Gosh.
Do you want to hear some of the songs that were in the movie that didn't make it
Yes, I do.
on the soundtrack? Bang Your Head, Mental Health by Quiet
Oh,
Riot.
I had that on my list.
Hurts So Good, John Mellencamp.
Oh,
Waiting for a Girl Like You by Foreigner.
yeah.
Imagine adding those 3 songs to that original soundtrack.
No.
This would be the greatest movie soundtrack of all time. You already had those 4, plus your Sheet song. Had those 3. It's not even just a soundtrack at that point. It's like the best compilation album of the 80s you could make. So they missed.
Oh,
What happened there?
man.
Kenny didn't want that much heat on the album. It would have overshadowed him a little
Yeah,
bit.
too much competition.
But that song, Footloose, much like Ghostbusters, one of the most recognizable, iconic movie songs of the 80s.
Yes.
I mean, it's tough, but what's our best song? Is it Footloose? Because I like Let's Hear It for the Boy.
I think it's down to those two.
Think so? Almost Paradise is really good.
I have Almost Paradise highlighted.
So what do you think?
That's the one I wanted.
Do you want that?
But now I don't know because I like Holding On to a Hero.
You know how I feel about love duets, right? This is one of my favorite things of all time.
My vote's Almost Paradise.
Almost Paradise.
I want it.
Let's do it.
Okay.
The easy answer would have been Footloose.
Yes.
But it's been overplayed.
Agreed.
Like everyone would pick that.
I just really like Almost Paradise. And I'm not a huge, sappy 80s love song guy, and I like it a lot.
It's so good.
Yeah.
So that takes us to our top 2. And our number 2 is Amazing, right?
Oh, I'm so excited for the notes on this one. You probably already know what's coming. Oh.
Is there better transition in the history of movies than when you go from this song on the aircraft carrier
Opening credits and boom.
into Danger Zone?
You got the guys.
There's literally nothing better. Listen to this. Oh, that guitar. Who is that? Oh, it's just a session guy. Hey, Bob. By the way,
I got you.
this is our boy Harold Faltermeyer again.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, so you have that, right?
Okay.
And then as soon as the jet takes off, what happens next?
Right into Danger Zone.
If it's not the best transition of music into the beginning of a movie ever, I don't know what is. It's so good. If you know that movie, you can't hear the first part, hear this, and not think of Maverick just shooting off. Oh. And our boy Kenny's back. Kenny Loggins.
Let's see. He's been on.
Here we go.
He's been on Footloose. He's been on Top Gun.
So what's more recognizable?
He's been on.
Here we go.
He was Over the Top,
Over the Top.
which wasn't on this list, but
Caddyshack 2. You're
Caddyshack
missing. Don't worry
2.
about it. No, Caddyshack the initial.
and he was on something else.
He's been on everything.
He's something on our list today.
So, most recognizable 80s movie song. Danger Zone? Ghostbusters? Footloose? Which one?
Danger Zone.
Think so?
I think so.
Power of Love?
Now, Danger Zone.
Oh. So for anyone who's crazy and doesn't know what's going on in the world, this is a Top Gun soundtrack.
Yes.
Right.
So this was released in 86.
Yes.
Reached number 1 in the U.S. charts for 5 consecutive weeks.
Beautiful.
In the summer and autumn of 1986. It was the best-selling soundtrack of 86 and one of the best-selling of all time. Take My Breath Away by Berlin won both the Academy Award for Best Original Song and the Golden Globe Award for Best Original Song. You're going to love this.
Which one was that?
That was for Take My Breath Away.
Who sings that?
Berlin. Yeah.
That was that really terrible love scene between him and Kelly McGillis. Very
Lots
uncomfortable.
of flowy.
They don't kiss good.
Yep, that's it.
Classic song. Again, how many proms do you think?
You're not going to like this next.
Hold on. I don't want to hear it yet.
No.
Don't ruin it.
Don't ruin the moment.
Do you remember this part? I mean, obviously Top Gun is going to come. She chases him down on his motorcycle.
You're dangerous.
No, she said.
What did she say? She said something stupid.
She made fun of his move in the trailer. She said, I had to because everyone in the trailer would see right through me because I'm falling for you.
That's what it is.
And then it cuts to that weird shadow kiss on the ground.
Yeah.
That I don't love.
Lots of flowy curtains.
It's rough.
No.
So that's Berlin.
So,
but how many proms? Prom?
Too many.
This is somebody's wedding song.
Oh, absolutely.
Somebody first danced to this. Could you imagine?
That's what he's first saying.
If it's good enough for Tom Cruise, it's good enough for you and me, honey.
That's right. That's so funny. Toto was originally intended to perform the track Danger Zone.
Yep.
Your man B.A.
Yes.
was approached to perform it, but refused any involvement in the film, feeling it glorified war, and as such, not wanting any of this work linked to it.
By the way,
he also refused to allow his song "Only the Strong Survive" to be featured in the film.
Good. Keep him off. 2, Betty's looking back on that like, uh-oh.
All right. REO Speedwagon, Corey Hart, and Judas Priest were all asked to be.
Corey Hart wouldn't do it because he only said he only plays his own written music.
He did say that. Yeah.
So he wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
And Toto didn't do it because their lawyer had a conflict with the lawyer representing the movie.
Oh,
That
yes.
was literally why
Yep.
they didn't do it. It was some contractual thing. So now we have got Danger Zone. We've got Take My Breath Away. We've got that opening. But you know what? One of my favorites on this is probably. Again, Kenny Loggins.
Boy,
Do you know what scene this is from, Rob?
this is the volleyball scene.
Oh. I mean, come on. Why is Goose the only one wearing a shirt, by the way? Everyone else shirtless.
He wasn't built like them.
He wasn't built like Slider. Nothing he could do. I love this. When we were in Japan, we played volleyball and in the sand and blared this. Like we were it. And yes, I had my shirt on. Uh-oh. This is it, Rob.
I never go anywhere. I don't go in the public pool with my shirt off.
My favorite part of this, and we'll talk about it when we do Top Gun, but when he grabs Slider around the neck and he's giving actual instructions. Set high, stay low. You know. Oh, here.
And they're wearing jeans.
Well, only Tom Cruise's shorts.
Yeah. Why?
Everyone else has shorts and or sweatpants on. Well, he had to go to old girl's house right after.
Oh, that's true.
Because my favorite part is he walks into the date late and then goes, "Can I take a shower?"
Yeah.
And what was he going to change into?
That's
He
true.
didn't have a change of clothes.
His dirty
He was
chonies.
going to put sweaty clothes back on. But that's definitely playing with the boys right there.
Man. So we're down to 4.
So we're down to 4.
Danger Zone, Playing with the Boys, Take My Breath Away, and the anthem. Yeah. I'm gonna.
You can't put the anthem on. But
No?
it's really good. We got to do an actual song, right?
That is a song.
That guitar.
That's that opening scene.
I know what it is.
People hear that, and that.
But I think you know what the actual answer is. We skipped Footloose on Footloose.
Danger Zone.
Kenny can't stay off the whole
All right.
list.
Put Danger Zone.
I mean, it has to be Danger Zone. You said earlier that that's
fine.
the number one
It
movie
is. Okay. I agree.
song of the 80s.
I agree. I
So it
agree.
has to be on there.
I agree.
So
I'm with you on that.
fantastic movie, ridiculously
Right.
great soundtrack, great songs. Let's see. Great songs from the movie sung by Goose and Maverick are also on there.
Oh yeah.
You've Lost That Loving Feeling
Mhm.
from the bar scene. Great Balls of Fire, Goose, you big stud. Take me to bed or lose me forever. So Great Balls of Fire right
yeah.
in there. Okay. I mean, this thing's loaded top to bottom.
Wow.
And that's our number 2.
Okay. I like it.
All right.
This guy said it's a Top Gun remains a quintessential artifact of the mid 80s. I like that quote.
I would agree with that.
Yeah. All right.
So that means we're headed towards our number 1, bro. And you know what? Everyone's excited about our number 1. Yeah. They're pumped up.
Woo.
All right. So what could number 1 be?
Oh, there it is. People saw that coming, right?
I think so. By the time we hadn't mentioned it in the first 9, I think there would have been a revolt had this album not shown up. And again, some of my early research tells me you got some info on this thing. There's a lot.
I had to cut it down.
You ready? That's it. Yeah, baby.
Nobody puts baby.
By the
in
way,
corner.
back on our thing of great music, stupidest movie alive. Ugh, so dumb. I really hate this movie. But great album.
Yeah, it's the
yeah.
premise of the movie is rough.
Was there a bigger song in 87? I don't know, man. There's a whole bunch of
There's some good
there's
ones
a
on
whole bunch
here.
of listeners out there that were like 14, 15 and saw this movie and now they're like, oh. I like when he says, "Hey, baby."
Hey, baby. There it is.
You gotta love Bill Medley.
Yeah.
By the way, didn't want to do the song.
Everybody loves Bill Medley.
They had to convince him, like they had to ask him 30,000 times because he thought the movie was going to be, well, he wasn't wrong. He thought it was going to be a dumb movie. He said it would not be a success. So, but they finally wore him down. And I'm guessing what wore him down was what, Rob? Money.
Money, I was
assume,
gonna say, yeah. They
Like
waved enough
What point do
green
you
stuff.
go, hey,
Okay.
what number can we write on this piece of paper for you to just sell yourself away?
I'll do it.
Right. I will say, the soundtrack far outpaces the movie, as we mentioned. But interesting choice for the soundtrack and the movie itself. The movie's based in 1963, but a lot of these songs
Yes.
and they play them in the movie as well, are
modern
songs. So it doesn't track a lot all the time with what the theme of the movie is, right?
Yeah, there's only a few that are kind of like period. Oh, God.
I mean, you can't forget about the Sways. He sang his own song. I love this song. Now be quiet. This, again, Prom. Come on, Prom. Oh.
Just a fool to believe I have anything she needs.
She's like
so
the
bad.
wind.
She's like the wind.
So dumb.
It's not sax. Come on.
So stupid.
You're out of
I think I picked this on my
It was on your worst.
Yeah.
And that's really terrible by you.
Yeah.
So when we pick our number one song, we're going to have a debate. And that's right here. It might be here, veto.
Oh,
It's not going away.
we got to be done with him.
Never. It's Swayze. This is what he does when he's not pulling people's throats out. All right.
Over
This
there.
is when he's not beating people up in Missouri. He's
Over
singing
there at the
songs
Roadhouse, yeah.
at the Double Dukes.
Spends his summer up in the
Yeah, you know what?
Hamptons,
He
or
could-
the Catskills.
They could get a 2-for-1. Kick Jeff Healy out of there. Get Patrick
No,
on stage.
no.
You imagine being in the Double Deuce
Don't
and
touch
being
Jeff Healy.
about the Double Deuce. Listen to this.
He's an institution. I like the song.
I know
I'll
you do.
sing it, and I want to hate it.
All right, we're gonna have to pay for that if we keep going.
I want to hate it. I want to hate it. Here's an actual review.
You should hate it.
Yeah. Have you ever wanted to lift your spouse up in the air to having the time of your life song? I never wanted to until we got the vinyl. While I was sweeping the hallway and she was cleaning the kitchen, this song came on. We immediately stopped what we were doing, nodded at each other, realizing this was the moment we've been waiting for. I got in the Swayze stance and she starts running.
Oh well,
My confidence is through the roof as my hands touch her hips at the right moment.
100%. They threw their
She
back
gives
out.
a little jump as my biceps grew 8 times their normal size and lift her in the air.
He's like the Grinch. My arms grew 8 sizes. that day.
Unfortunately, her jumping and my overenthusiastic lift lifted her straight into the hallway light.
Definitely.
Her head busted the light, raining glass shards down on me.
Emergency room.
Although this wasn't the ideal ending, we have a lifelong memory thanks to this vinyl. Must buy.
This is you and your wife?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
With your 2 proportions, though, you should be able to hoist her up
No.
very easily.
I was never able to do a pull up.
So this is.
Oh, Be My Baby. I like
This is
it.
the opening credits.
Yeah.
This fits the theme of the movie, 1963. This feels like riding in the car with my parents. Oh, man. I like the scene when she walks in with the watermelons. That's always a good one.
What about let's see if you got the next one. I want to see.
I don't know.
You got some other ones queued up. You have to, right?
What do you got?
What about Hungry Eyes?
What about it?
There it is. You have to have it.
And I think I timed it perfect for you.
Now, this was on a list on our 80s.
Yeah, it was. You had it at number 1 for, I forget, 80-something. Eric Carmen, rest in peace, right?
That's right.
Recently.
Too bad. Here it is. Yep.
Rob, every time we would go out to eat or the buffet, you would hum this.
That's not true. Just a good idea,
People
though.
were always asking, why is he humming that song? He's hungry. He took it literal.
No,
I think he's talking about a girl, but Rob thinks it's about a sandwich.
get out of my way. I've got Hungry Eyes. So stupid. Oh, gosh.
Yes. Oh, gosh.
I know which one you want. Oh, here's some.
I
Yeah,
don't,
hold
I
on,
don't
hold on,
want,
hold on.
I'm not going to pick Patrick.
This was
Swayze. I
released
like it.
August of 87. It went on to sell 32 million copies. One of the
Insane.
best-selling albums of all time. Spent 18 weeks at number 1. Certified 14 times platinum.
Yep.
It's the all-time best-selling album in Germany.
Really?
There you go.
They beat out Hasselhoff?
That's right.
Are you sure?
I
think you're incorrect.
don't know. I'll get our research.
I don't know where you get your information from.
Ugh. Enough with him already. I like it though. Can't not.
Are we going to put this on? Is this going to be the one?
Yes.
I think we're going to put it on.
Pick
I think we're going to give it this
I
one.
want it. It's good. It's so bad. I like it.
Oh.
I can't not.
It's the other two are too easy. This is better. This rounds out the playlist better.
It's like
And he's the star of the movie. He's Dalton. Like,
Yeah, pick it.
and I'm picking it for nothing else than that saxophone. Between this and The Heat Is On, you got all the sax you need. And listen to that.
It's a lot of sax. It's sultry. Oh,
Ooh.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that's it.
I love it.
All right.
I love it.
So that's our top 10.
I love it.
So-
Do we want to read them back?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
So, yeah, read them back.
Take my note. See if my note taking was
10 was it? 10 was Pretty in Pink.
Pretty in Pink.
And we went with,
We went with
you know,
no. We went. Oh yeah.
come on,
If you leave.
If You Leave.
If you leave.
Then we had Fast Times.
Then we have Fast Times, and we did Somebody's Baby.
Ooh, really good.
Little Jackson Brown.
Yep. That took us to Back to the Future.
Then we did The Power of Love.
Perfect.
Yep.
And Coughlin's Laws, Cocktail.
Yes. We didn't do Kokomo. We did do Kokomo.
We did.
We did.
I mean, it had to be, right?
We did do Kokomo.
Is that our worst one?
It might be.
It might be the worst of the top 10.
Then we did The Heat Is On,
Young
which was a shocker. I didn't think you'd go with The Heat Is On.
Love The Heat Is On.
That was good.
Young Flanagan signs off on Kokomo a lot.
Yeah,
All right.
Then we went with Flashdance, and we went with Maniac.
Yes, very good.
Yes.
That might be controversial.
That was the one you relented on. You wanted Flashdance.
No, I said I liked it, but I do like Maniac as well.
Okay.
So
When Doves Cry for Purple Rain.
that's the right
Number
song.
4. Yeah.
Yes.
Number 3, Footloose. But we did Almost Paradise.
You're really good.
We did.
The duet.
Did, yeah.
I like it.
I don't think people saw that coming.
No, they shouldn't have.
I think people thought we were going to do Footloose.
Most people would.
Yeah.
We zig when they zag.
That's right. Number 2, we stuck with Danger Zone.
Of course.
We played it safe.
Yeah.
And then number 1, we went with the Sways.
She's like the wind.
For
so good.
Dirty Dancing.
I love that you put that on your worst songs from 87 to 89.
And I love it.
And we put it on our top 10. You've come around. We've convinced you that Swayze's the one. He's Dalton. You can't stop him. So, well,
that's the hard part about
the
things that we hate lists.
Yeah.
Because I kind of like them.
I know.
But I love to hate them.
No, the ones I picked, I hate. I don't. I bet Midler's on there for a reason. But we won't let her clog up the day. So that's a great list. We had our cuts. And yes, Rocky 4, I'd say of our cuts, Rocky 4 is my most difficult one to leave out of the top 10.
I'll be curious to see what people say.
But I didn't have anyone I don't know who I'd swap it out with.
Yeah.
Because I think our top 10 is a home run.
I agree.
All the way around.
I agree.
So those soundtracks are watertight.
Those are good.
They're good. So
I like it.
That anticipated list, the Reddit streams are going to go off now because we've revealed
Right.
it. This is almost like the NFL draft top for first round. People were anticipating.
I don't think
so. All right. Well, if you'd like to contact Rob and I, which we always look forward to, you can find us on all the social media sites. You can Google us online. We're everywhere on the internet. You can't miss us. You can leave us messages, DMs, whatever. We love to hear from all of our fans, anything you want to say. And if you really like the show, take a second. If you haven't done so already, hit the subscribe button. It takes just a second, folks. And then share it with a friend. Why not? You like it, they'll like it, and potentially we'll go worldwide and then everyone will like it.
That's right.
Yes.
They say the airwaves are haunted by the echoes of a bygone era.
No.
And they're right. We're the lingering spirits of 80s and 90s pop culture trapped at Totally 80s and 90s Recall at podbean.com. Unearth forgotten memories or send us your wildest show ideas through the veil at 80s 90s Recall at gmail.com. We eagerly await your messages from beyond the cassette tape.
Ooh.
Consider Dave and I your friendly neighborhood knowledge ninjas. Wielding the katana of expertise and not questionable throwing stars fashioned from cardboard and aluminum foil. We deal in facts, not flimsy crafts, arts and crafts.
Arts and crafts.
Yes. All right. Anyway, there you go. So we're your friendly neighborhood knowledge ninjas.
Friendly. I thought you were going to say Spider-Man.
No, knowledge.
But that's
ninjas.
okay. Finally, this is everyone's favorite part. It's us begging, if you're on Apple or Spotify, to please give us 5 stars and a review. Help grow the show. We go over it every week. We'd like to thank all of our loyal listeners who reach out to us every week and interact with us for each new show. I want to cite, we have a user on Facebook, William W. Is his name. He always leaves the most clever sum ups of our show.
They're really good.
They're really good. And I enjoy reading them every week. So keep them coming. We love the feedback and the information we might have missed. We don't miss much, folks, but we might have missed some. And just the funny comments that everybody has for us. So it's great. So you got any closing thoughts?
I do.
All right.
Far from being background noise, soundtracks are an integral part of the filmmaking process, weaving a tapestry of sound that elevates the visuals and shapes our emotional journey. Movie soundtracks have a profound ability to stir our emotions. A soaring orchestral crescendo can fill us with elation during a hero's triumph, while a discordant string section can heighten the sense of dread in a suspenseful scene. This emotional manipulation is what makes a jump scare truly jump-worthy or a romantic kiss feel all the more swoon-worthy. Soundtracks not only evoke emotions, but also transport us to different worlds. The twang of a banjo might take us to a dusty western town, while the rhythmic chanting of a choir could immerse us in a medieval fantasy. The impact of a great soundtrack extends far beyond the cinema. Memorable themes become cultural touchstones, instantly transporting us back to the film and the emotions we felt while watching it. Soundtracks can even take on a life of their own, achieving independent success and becoming a beloved part of popular culture. In conclusion, movie soundtracks are more than just background music. They are an essential storytelling tool that shapes our emotional response, deepens our connection to the characters, and creates a richer, more immersive cinematic experience. The next time you watch a film, take a moment to appreciate the soundtrack. It's the silent symphony that makes the movie sing.
Did you write that?
I did.
That was great.
Thank you.
That might be a top 2 closing thoughts.
Hey, there you go.
You're almost up there with the Jack Handy. So you're getting close.
Connor's corner's pretty good.
It is.
He does well.
It's tough.
He does well.
He does well. He might write better than both of us. Well, we played with the boys today, went back in time and danced as dirty as we were allowed, but it's time to unloosen our feet and sadly end this episode. We hope you've enjoyed looking back at Rob and I's favorite 80s soundtracks. If you dig the awesome songs we played today, you can check out all of these soundtracks online, and we've included links to our coveted Top 10 playlist on Apple, Spotify, and Amazon. It'll be in the show notes, so you can listen to all these songs in full. We again would like to thank all of our listeners, whether first-timers or subscribers, for hanging out with Rob and I for an hour or so. Hopefully we gave you some great memories, laughs, and just an overall good time. And make sure you tune in for all new episodes of Totally 80s and 90s Recall every Tuesday.
Every Tuesday.
Without fail.
What are we doing
next time? For next time's going to be great. Movie Hound back in here. We're going to hit the movies. People like the movies. A movie that spawned part of our name of our show. We are going to be doing the 1990 Arnold Schwarzenegger classic Total Recall. All right.
That means
there's going to be a lot, folks. I'm just going to let you know now. There's going to be a lot of Schwarzenegger.
Stop.
It's going to be a lot. Just be ready.
It's already starting.
You have to be ready, Rob. So, and this gives you like a week to practice, right?
A week to get ready.
Yeah. Well, you got anything else?
I've got nothing else.
You fancy goodbye.
I don't have any fancy goodbyes.
Fancy goodbyes.
Peace out. Oh. You did not quote.
No,
I'm done.
We got to close with the sways.
This is garbage.
This is fantastic.
But I love it. I want to sing.